If you want to get better in sales, it's not just watching these videos. You got to understand how salespeople practice. I included all that information inside of this lecture right here. And keep in mind, you have all of this available online right now on your fingertips. So check it out. Okay, now we're talking about practice again. Practice is something that's very important no matter what's going on in your sales career. You never got to stop practicing. So how do these people practice? I've got a lot of different images on the screen here. Football players, they practice, and it's pretty obvious when they're at practice. What about people in choirs and bands, orchestras? They're always practicing. Actors, there's them practicing on the stage. How about cooks? How about people that work out, people that take photos, people that play baseball, people that practice piano? That's how these other professions practice. How do we practice? We practice by role play. Role play, role play, role play. And that means you're role playing with yourself in the mirror, in the car, wherever it might be. You've got to be confident enough to say, I don't need someone else to tell me when it's time to practice. I'm practicing because I know it's important to do. I'll give you an example. I remember my boss, every time that we would have these presentations that we'd have to do in front of the whole company, he'd come to me and he'd say, okay, so we got this speech tomorrow, and then he would just start doing it with me. He'd just say, okay, everybody, so thanks for joining it. Thanks for coming here today. We got all these things we got to do. And then he would give his speech just right there, just on the spot. And then I would pretend to be that person messing him up in the audience. Hey, what about this? And he'd say, oh, that's a really good point. And he would roll with me on that. And then I'd say, what about this? And then he'd keep going. And we would do that every single time that we'd have a presentation. But what was interesting about it is that wasn't the first time that he did it. He did it. He was already practicing with himself. And the best salespeople don't need someone else to say, let's prepare, let's practice, let's role play, because they can do it in front of the mirror, they can do it in the car, and they can do it anywhere. And you got to think about it like this. You have to practice before you actually go do it. Because the worst possible thing you can do as a salesperson is to practice in front of a customer. The customer should be your 51st time practicing. So keep that in mind. Just like Muhammad Ali said, he said, I hated every minute of training. Practice. But I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. And he was. And you will be too if you make role playing and practice that important to you in your sales career and do it as much as possible. How was that? Well, guess what? It's only one video out of 40 plus lectures that I give you and you have access to right now online. So go check them out, enjoy it, work on your skill sets and get better, and I'll see you in the next video.